Well, if that line continues at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, she's going to wake up and have a very difficult time to go to sleep. They're going to sleep. And that's what women say. I can't turn my mind off. I wake up and I'm thinking about 10 different things. And what that does is, if you're not getting deep sleep, your morning cortisol is just going to keep going down lower and lower. So it becomes, a vicious cycle. You can't sleep. You're more tired in the morning. And people will say, hey, I wake up tired, but then it's hard for me to go to sleep and stay asleep. And we call that being tired and wired. All right. So she's got two issues. So if I just looked at her estrogen and progesterone, I would only be fixing half of the problem. And most postmenopausal women have had enough stressors to suppress their cortisol. So you got to think, a lot of postmenopausal women are either divorced, or they're single mothers, or they're dealing with aging parents, or they're trying to deal with sending their kids to college and, hoping that they don't get in trouble. So you got all of these stressors. And then menopause comes on top of it. So that makes it even worse. Now, how do you fix that? We use Adrenacare. We have a supplement called Adrenacare Glandular, and you'll hear a commercial about our products. Adrenacare Glandular has something called adaptogens in it. Adaptogens help you better adapt to stress. And a lot of you have heard of ginseng, ashwagandha, cordyceps, rhodiola. All of those are adaptogens. And what those are plants that can survive in very stressful climates, either high on mountaintops, in cold weather, in deserts. So they have a lot of resistance to physical stressors. And they make something called heat shock proteins. And heat shock proteins are what can be transferred to you to help you better adapt to any type of stress. So Adrenacare Glandular has all these adaptogens in it, and then it has desiccated adrenal gland extract in it, and that makes it even more powerful. So you take that twice a day, and she took that for, I think, 3 months, and this is her retest. So we retested her hormones after 3 months, and then we retested this after 3 months. And you see this cortisol curve has become normal. The black line is the cortisol curve. I want to make sure you see. So you see this black line is in the blue, and this black line is in the green. Now she has energy in the morning. She sleeps at night. And I just want to show you how easy it is to get back in balance. What happens is, if you look at blood, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. Hey, take this. I don't think you're absorbing this. You need more. It's simple as a saliva test. And this within 3 months. Now, I'm going to tell you, when we gave her progesterone and we do this, she's sleeping and feeling better in a week or two. It doesn't take 3 months for you to feel better, but it does take a few months for the hormones in your body to equilibrate so that we can redo the test. So within 30 days, usually within 14 days, a patient is feeling better. So this is what I've been doing all of my professional career, at least the last 30 years of my professional career. I know this works. I know it works. Okay. We built a supplement company because we knew it worked. All right. So I think it's time for a commercial. I'm going to get off of my soapbox, but I just said I am going to take whatever time I need to get this message across. Okay. So Rebel, let's take a commercial, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do these last three mistakes. And I probably covered a lot of these, but let's go to a commercial.
We are going to a quick break, so stay with us as we explore the ageless blueprint right here on W4HC Radio and Talk4 TV. An ancient secret with a modern twist for better health and vitality. Dr. Taylor will be right back. Taking care of your health shouldn't mean taking a handful of pills every day. At Taylor MD Formulations, they create doctor-developed supplements that combine the best natural ingredients so you get the results you need with fewer pills. Taylor MD Formulations is backed by science, designed for real life with real results. Less pills, better health, Doctor approved. Shop now at TaylorMDFormulations.com and discover smarter supplements for smarter health. That's TaylorMDFormulations.com. We are back for more of Angel's Blueprint. Once again, let's join Dr. Taylor for more insights and research on the ancient secret to better health and a better life in modern times. Here's your host, Dr. Eldred Taylor.
Okay, I'm back. This is Dr. Taylor with Angel's Blueprint. I'm back on my soapbox because for mistake number 3 is women over 40 thinking that weight gain is just a part of aging. Now, this is how estrogen works. Remember I told you that women have extra fat tissue in order to maintain their production of estrogen, even though they're postmenopausal. And now estrogen, what it does, estrogen makes tissue grow. All right. It makes fat tissue grow. It makes the lining of your endometrium grow. It makes fibroids grow. It makes fibrocystic breasts grow. It makes breast cancers grow. It makes uterine cancers grow. So estrogen equals growth. Progesterone slows down growth and promotes proper development of that estrogen sensitive tissue. All right. So once you have an imbalance in estrogen and progesterone, you're at risk for fibroids, endometrial thickening, or even endometrial cancer or uterine lining cancer, breast cancer, fibrocystic breast, and weight gain. All right, so this lady, now I can't tell you how, most of the women who come to me because of weight gain, and they come because of fatigue. Those are the two things. And primarily the fatigue is because they can't sleep because they don't have enough progesterone, because progesterone also is a antidepressant, anti-anxiety hormone. All right. So if you don't have enough estrogen, if you have too much estrogen, not enough progesterone, you're going to gain weight. You're going to have problems with fibroids. You're going to have all of these things. And if you don't have enough progesterone, you're going to have problems sleeping. So now progesterone helps you to burn fat for energy. So if progesterone goes down and estrogen, even if it stays the same at 1.1, you will gain weight. I had 2 patients come in the other day. Both were realtors, and they said, Doc, I don't know what is going on. I used to could drop weight like this. I would change my diet. I go to the gym and I lose 10 or 15 pounds in a couple of months. Now, for the last 2 years, I've been doing all of that, and all I do is gain weight. I asked them, when did it start? It started at menopause. Okay. So weight gain after 40 is not necessarily due to what you're eating. My number one quote is that you cannot diet and exercise your way past a hormone problem. And I've proven that over and over and over again. All right. So weight gain is not just something you have to live with. Okay. So that is mistake number 3. Now, mistake number 4 is using the wrong blood test. Now, I know I've told you that, but let me just show you where this comes from. Now, this is from the GYN endocrinology textbook. If you look down here, this is the reference, and you can go on Google and you can look at the reference yourself. And this is how we are taught endocrinology. But we are taught that, but we don't implement it. Now, when I was at Emory, we did implement it, and this is why we didn't draw blood. So let's look at this. Serum measurements of steroid hormones. You are unable to easily distinguish between bound and free estrogen and testosterone. That includes progesterone. That's because they are in the FedEx truck, and 99% of it is in the truck. There is a large normal range. If you look at blood tests in premenopausal women, the range is like from 0 to 500. And then there's no correlation with what the progesterone ratio is. So it's just a number. And this is the most important. Serum measurements of steroid hormones provides limited clinically useful information. It's useless. The only limited information it gives you, it tells you that the ovary is either making estrogen or it's not making estrogen. But it doesn't tell you anything about the balance between estrogen and progesterone. So that's what I'm saying. I don't have to debate you. All I got to do is show you the textbook. Okay. Now, most of the, most of the people out there on Instagram and TikTok, they haven't gone through a GYN residency. They have not read the textbook. They're reading studies, these recent studies, and you can make a study say whatever you want it to say.